A narcissist in your life, I got a good remedy. Don't believe them anymore. If you keep on believing a narcissist that you are not enough, that you are not beautiful, that you are not, and not, this is the worst thing you can do for yourself and for them. At the moment you're putting limits, at the moment you stay with yourself, at the moment you stop feeling loved because somebody supposedly loves you, who is just giving you crumbs of love, who's just like feeding off of you, at the moment you understand this and at the moment you're putting limits, you will feel that this self-worth and that these values you have, or the value you feel for yourself, the self-love, your principles and your standards will come up and will help you to understand that you are a person of worth, and there is no way that you will stay in those dynamics and keep on being, let's say, put down or criticized or gaslighted or being held guilty for their own misery, and just stop believing whatever they want to transmit you and be there for yourself and try to put the limits necessary, try to love yourself, try to understand that what the dynamics they are transmitting to you are simply dynamics which make them understand that they are on top of it, that they are not the victim they feel to be, that you are the one guilty and that they don't have to, let's say, be responsible for their own lives. And this is just not how things are. Okay, you are responsible for your well-being, for your life, and for feeling good, for elevating your standards, your principles, your self-worth, your self-love, everything you feel with yourself, everything you feel they have to give you in order for you to be okay, to be valid, to be dignified, to be just a person who's being seen. All these, let's say, feelings, all these understandings, that these are the persons who have to give you this worth and this value. If you get the dynamics, you understand you need to get out of this. You need to find a way to fill yourself up with beauty and with self-love, with charity, with being there for you, with peace, and just to be there and be present for yourself. Stop buying into those dynamics, that they are the ones who will be able to tell you that you are a person worthy of love, or worthy of applause, or worthy of being there at all. Stop doing this. Start putting limits. If you start putting limits to the people who want to feed on you, who want to like suck your blood like a vampire, you understand, you should understand, you need to understand that you are doing no favor to those people, because they get stuck in their own dynamics where they don't get responsible for their lives, where they don't get responsible for everything which is not going on right in their lives and for their own feelings. So if you don't put those limits, you don't do no good to those people. You just keep on feeding into dynamics where they look for love outside of themselves, or for a guilt or whatever, or even dignity outside of themselves, because they make you feel being under them, they make you feel a victim, and then they feel a little bit better. It is not cool, for you to allow those poor people to be in this state. Okay? There's been a great discussion about putting limits, getting into no contact, or not helping them at the moment, narcissistic people, okay, around in your life. Not helping them at a moment where they are showing their face of victimness, and where they are showing that you have to be the one who's taking care of their lives, and you just can't do it. It's not charitable. It is not good for them, and it's not good for you. And if you can't feel what is good for you, because everything what is good for you was determined by the thumb up you got from other people, or from narcissistic people, or from people who are not doing good to you, then you need to understand that there needs to be a shift in feeling inside of yourself. You oftentimes get this shift of feeling through your body language, through your posture, through how you, like, let's say, like do this, like, oh my God, it's going on again, it's the same again. Or that you say, oh my God, they're trying to make me feel guilty for what is going on in their lives. And you just get out of the dynamics, and you understand that that this is not doing good to them, neither to yourself. When you fall, let's say you implode, you like suck into yourself and try to be the scapegoat, try to be the one who is like the one getting those people out of their guilt dynamics and out of them feeling bad or feeling like a victim. You're not the one responsible for this. What the real good thing you can do in those dynamics is to really stand your ground, to really have inner boundaries, to really lift up your spirit, to really lift up your posture, and to make them understand when they were crossing lines, because there's such a healthy self inside of yourself at the moment. You're protecting yourself and you're in your full energy and you're there for yourself, that they will feel, this is like a mirror, that they will feel that there's something wrong, they can't do this with you any longer, and that they will have to get into self-responsible behaviors and to take care of their own emotions, hopefully not to find another victim, which wouldn't be a problem either, and to hopefully get into dynamics where they can feel they are responsible, because it doesn't make them feel good either, being with bad limits, being the ones pickpacking on other people and throwing over you the responsibility or then the guilt if they are not responsible, if you don't show yourself responsible because you're getting out of the dynamics and assume the guilt, it doesn't make them feel good. It makes them feel good once you get out of it and they notice how their boundaries are just flowing all over the place and how they are really not with themselves. So it's not really charitable for you to make to buy into those dynamics where you think you have to take care of them, where you feel they need you as a victim right now. They make you feel guilty. They don't want to assume responsibility for their feelings of victimness, for their all screwed up dynamics, and once you notice those feelings, once you notice they want to throw this over you, it would be really a charitable work to ask questions. How do you feel right now? You look so upset. Ask them something that they can understand, that they get the mirror. That they can understand what they're doing is not right, because you don't assume the guilt anymore. You don't assume the responsibility anymore. And it feels good to every human being to be there for themselves, to take care of their own boundaries, to take care of what they're responsible for, because it makes us feel good. It makes us feel here. And this is something you need to cultivate inside of your body, to really take care of your posture, to really take care of what is going on inside of you. If somebody wants to squeeze you into unhealthy dynamics, what does it make with your body? What does it do with your body? Do you feel like upset? Do you feel something in your stomach? Do you feel like your eyes are going open, you get into like tough breathing, or whatever it is, your shoulders getting tough, or whatever, hardening up, whatever it is that makes you understand that your body reacts to the offense, that your body reacts to what is going wrong in the dynamics and in the energy. That's the moment when you have to understand, you have to get into yourself and feel what is going on, and feel train yourself how to get up your boundaries, how to understand your worth, how to be there for you in self-love, how to feel limits because you don't buy into those dynamics anymore, and you are like, oh no, this is not for me, this is their own stuff, and it has in reality nothing to do with it, only that I believed them until now. But the real good and healthy thing you can do is no longer believe them in those screwed up dynamics. Excuse me if I say it like this. To set boundaries and to be there for yourself, because it gives such a healthy mirroring to them that they can get into healthier dynamics too. You know, before you didn't have an idea, before you weren't educated in those things, but the more you check out all those channels, talking about narcissistic dynamics, the more you understand that you can be with yourself, that you do have worth, that you're not determined by somebody giving you love or approbation or, giving you like the acceptance. This is not how you feel love. This is not what fills you up. This fills you up just as, for that short of a time. And usually with narcissists, you have the dynamics. They give you a little bit of thumb up to withdraw again their energy and to see you drop again. And then they're happy again. And this is just not how things work, okay? So what your task is to get up your inner energy, get up your self-love, get up your finding your talents, finding your intuition, connecting to your body, being there for yourself, no longer buying into those dynamics. Just be there for yourself. If you learn to get this bullshit detector, that something is going on, somebody wants to throw some responsibility over you, which are not yours, that you're like, oh my God, that your body like reacts, I want your body to react, that you get into this like, oh my God, this is not how people talk to me, because I'm fine, I'm beautiful, I'm in peace, I have people who love me, I can love myself, I have all these talents and all these values, and I don't allow people to talk to me like this. And to cultivate a life where people are around you who do reflect this to you at some point. But more than anything, you need to understand that those dynamics you have been living weren't real. This was like a phantasma, this was like a fantasy thing, and you can't stay in there. It's no good for you, and it's no good for them. And the more you learn to love yourself and the more you look for people and dynamics who are healthier, it won't be healthy right away. You might get in contact with people who know the dynamics and who are careful with you, but there will be always people around you who will try to pick on you because they feel you. Once you have your limits and your boundaries up, you smell them from far, and they know they can't F with you, but it is your limits. It is how you feel about yourself. It is what you think about yourself. That you think that you have to believe them, that you think this is true what they said, and this is just wrong. This is the only problem inside of the narcissistic dynamics, that you still believe them. There's so many people they answer and they're like, oh, those narcissists will never change. I've tried. Don't try to change them. Change yourself. Don't believe them anymore. Set boundaries and stop trying to be loved by narcissists. Try to love yourself and try to get yourself around people who are capable of giving, first of all, a little bit, not so much. Once you love yourself more, you get people who will love you more. Okay? But it will always be just a mirror of what's going on inside of yourself. So you're going to fall into this big old void, first of all, because you're not going to expect people, narcissistic people, to fill you with this supposed love, with this supposed thumb up. And you're going to get in contact with your void, with everything that you have, this emptiness inside of yourself, which was screaming for being filled by those ambivalent dynamics. And you need to recognize this inside of yourself. But once you understand the dynamics, you need to get out of ambivalent dynamics, although it's hard. because they come with, with much sugar coating, and then they give you the hammer on the head. But you need to learn this. You can learn this only by lifting up your own dynamics, by understanding that you are capable of taking care of yourself, and by stopping to take care of other people. It sounds not very nice. I know you are defined by loving others, by being a good person, by having this reflected by doing constantly things. But let it go. Fall into this hole into this void, into this emptiness, where you really feel the emptiness, which is determining your life. That you are determined by constantly getting love from other people, instead of filling yourself up because you don't believe it, because you haven't lived those dynamics first. Okay? And to be there for yourself, to love yourself, to set boundaries, and to feel good when you set boundaries, to no longer buy into the dynamics of feeling guilty. When you feel guilty, something is wrong. You need to get up. Check your body, check where you're at, check if you're uplifted, if you're upright, if you feel good with yourself. And if you don't feel good with yourself, go into your room, pray, see what you can do for yourself, fill yourself up again, get those false beliefs out of your head, out of your mind, out of your body, out of your subconsciousness, out of your heart, out of your feeling system, and replace them with real feelings, with positive affirmations, with being there for yourself, and to bring this light then into the world. Then you can bring the light into the world. But you can't bring your light into the world to, in the end, get a little bit of light into your dark heart, into your dark emptiness. We always get some feedback from people. Of course, it's important, don't get me wrong. But what you really need to do now, if you have grown up in narcissistic dynamics, or if you have lived in a partnership of a narcissistic partnership, which is always following some emotional abuse in how you understand yourself to be, and if you have lived those dynamics, it's time for you to now do the work they haven't done, and to love yourself, and to develop boundaries, to develop a good sense of self, to develop a good connection with your body, to develop a positive thinking about yourself, and let's say a negative thinking about people who abuse of you. Yeah, to understand the dynamics, to no longer switch those dynamics, and to get more and more in contact with this intuition, which makes you distinguish right from wrong, which you haven't learned. You were switching all the time right and wrong, or most of the time, and so you get all confused. So you don't know any longer where to go for love, where to set boundaries, what is right, what is correct. So you live a confused life, and you have much more dignity than that. Your life is much more worth than that. So try those dynamics, try to put boundaries, try to get out energetically of the dynamics of assuming guilt, or allowing people to make you feel guilty, or to accuse you of being responsible for their emotional not well-being, okay? And try to be more with yourself. Try to console yourself. Try to be present with yourself. Try to see what happens in your body. It is very easy for us to walk around like this, all crunched. And instead of this, try to be present. Try to listen inside. Try to distinguish right from wrong. And try to fill yourself up with love, with self-care, with doing nice things for yourself, and to understand that you have creativity, that you have value, that you have talents, and to bring them out in the world, but not to be defined by that, or by somebody telling you that it is like this. It's always something which comes in addition to self-love, but you can't be dependent on it. Okay? Thanks for listening. If you like to subscribe to my channel, if you want to apply for coaching, you can still write to christinajunge.com, and I'll see if I can get you in. And thank you for being there. Check this video out, which is coming up right there, which is related. I talk to you folks soon. Bye.